Hello avid royal watchers and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, and in today's news, Prince Charles met with the Queen just a day before he may have become infectious with coronavirus. The 71-year-old tested positive for the bug on Monday night, UK time, after he began to display mild symptoms, but remains in good health. Medical experts believe the earliest Charles would have been contagious was March 13th. However, new research has found that symptoms could take up to 11 days to appear, meaning he could have potentially been infectious a day earlier when he met the Queen briefly. This is very much a worst-case scenario, with the average incubation period of COVID-19 being 5 days. A study by the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health in the US found that almost all, 97.5%, of those who developed symptoms appeared to do so within 11.5 days of infection. Preliminary studies also show around 17.9% of people with COVID-19 are asymptomatic, meaning they do not show any symptoms. Sir Patrick Vallance, the UK's chief scientific advisor, said, "It looks quite likely that there is some degree of asymptomatic transmission. There's definitely quite a lot of transmission very early in the disease when there are very mild symptoms." Research by Chinese government medical advisors has also revealed that the incubation period for coronavirus could be up to 24 days. It is believed Prince Charles suffered mild symptoms over the weekend while at Highgrove House in Gloucestershire and flew by privately to Scotland on Sunday night, where he was tested on Monday. Camilla tested negative for the virus, with the couple now self-isolating at their home in Balmoral, Scotland. Clarence House said, "In accordance with the government and medical advice, the Prince and the Duchess are now self-isolating at home in Scotland. The tests were carried out by the NHS in Aberdeenshire, where they met the criteria required for testing. It is not possible to ascertain from whom the Prince caught the virus, owing to the high number of engagements he carried out in his public role during recent weeks." The royal did meet with Prince Albert of Monaco, who later tested positive for coronavirus on March 10th. The Prince has been avoiding shaking hands with members of the public at a number of events recently, instead choosing to use the Namaste gesture. He last appeared in public with the Queen, along with Princes William and Harry and other senior royals at the Commonwealth Service at Westminster Abbey on March 9th. A spokesman for Buckingham Palace said, "Her Majesty the Queen remains in good health. The Queen last saw the Prince of Wales briefly after the investiture of the morning of March 12th and is following all appropriate advice with regard to her welfare." They would not comment on whether the Queen has been tested for the coronavirus. Prince William remains in Norfolk, meaning the heirs to the throne are not in physical contact. It comes as the UK death toll hit 422 yesterday, in the biggest daily leap of fatalities. That's all for today's news. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you next video.